Yeah, man.
That's hot shit right there, man.
So what we gonna do? We gonna dub.
News networks are not even getting clicks like that. So this shows like there's an opportunity for this, what we're doing here on this show.
Look up something in back check, kind of like cross reference.
Yeah, I should put the.
Hey, look that shit up. That's the name of your show.
Yeah,
that's right. What really drew me in.
Remember, we want you to be an activist, and don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Pulley. Going. Hope I don't get in trouble for playing that last video. I probably shouldn't have played that shit. I'm always testing the damn waters, bro. That shit gonna get me.
You are now
Who and what are we gonna complain about tonight?
You are now
One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. A mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's time to check the mic and best of bet. I'm about to wreck it to the leather. Jealous people hate but don't debate. Just check my measures. Electric by design. I even shine in stormy weather. Attempt to meddle and tether this mental treasure, and you find yourself embedded in the chasm in the desert. Thirsting for hydration, no libation, empty kettle. Take it to another level. Add the bullet and the shovel. Got you on the bubble, double trouble. See you stumbled, and it's about to get repugnant like a kitten in the rumble. Quick to fluff and tumble, best be humble when we come through, cause I have you stiffing under. Mama wonder where you went to.
1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. What you gon' do? It's the KCE crew. We making you look like Fu Manchu. Proper grasshopper who with the kung fu. Cut and slice nice like Benny Hanna do. Take quick bites like the tip of a piranha tooth. Go ahead and steal my mic. Watch it blow up right in front of you. We coming to give you something good like some Beetlejuice. Give you something good like some Beetlejuice. Who do you think you are? You ain't gonna get real far. Driving your shifty car. Following Diddy farts. I'ma be a Twitter star. I'ma be a Twitter star. Keep dreaming about how big you are, cause we about to pick apart everything that's in your heart. Control and leave you torn to shards. Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte. Selling junk like San Francisco. Wax on, wax off Daniel, son. Selling junk like San Francisco.
1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm tripping cause my mind's gone from always seeing tragedy. Can't close my eyes cause it's around me, I just call it reality. Can't paint no perfect picture like an artist they can't sell. Is what they try to instill in me, but my pockets seem to swell. Doing it like them ghetto boys did it back in those days. And we been jamming Pippin Bun, long live UGK. And before Eminem, we had Bill and Gangsta Nip. But we don't trip unless we on the plane taking a trip. And these suckers trying to contest us, but they find out we ain't no busters. We much more than screw, we keep it gutter. Mic check 1, 2, y'all cannot touch us. We don't be causing no problem, son. Coming at me like Daniel, son. You would get defeated, wax on, wax off, out to the righteous one.
1, 2, 1, 2. That's mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. You already know. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Dude, I could blink my eyes and provide an entire fountain of sound effects pounding directly on your neck, having flashbacks of the tragic act back when the boom bap was replaced with pop rap or hip hop or whatever you call that. We need a lockbox or something to keep this weak pox from spreading. I'm heading outside of the outsiders, opening your mind wide. The silly rabbits are at it again, but they can't hide us. Sit tight, Mr. Hip Hop. We'll find your daughter. Ought to be easy. She emits a homing frequency. We picked it up back in 98, and we're actually surprised that it took us so long to triangulate her exact location. But congratulations, check it out. We about to get her right now. We already found the captors, trapped them and slapped them around. Just burn the hideout to the ground.
Yeah, a 1 2 1 2, mic check 1 2 1 2. Let's make it hot. A 1 2 1 2, mic check 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2.
Yes, I am drinking more than this shit. This damn green man, it's got me sitting sideways. This damn lean man, it's got me sitting sideways. I'm on the scene, I ain't no one sitting sideways. You don't feel like me, that's why you looking at me sideways. I'm riding clean and I'm flying down the freeway. Nowhere to be, so I'm taking me a free day. If it's a driving, best to listen to what he say. I'm higher than a child on the first day of pre-K. Drive slow, I ain't tripping on the delay. The cup I'm sipping on is giving dumb anyway. Anyway, the optimal ashes spilling on my cat case instead of an ashtray. Brush it off and keep it moving on. Shift my attention to what else I could be doing wrong. Sure, someone on my phone I could be screwing on. So you alone? Bring your whole crew along. Sit around the table playing beer pong. She drunk, she bending over and she got a clear thong. I'm looking from the back, man, I got a ass on. I wake up on my back, where the grass come from? This damn green man, it's got me sitting sideways. This damn lean man, it's got me sitting sideways. I'm on the scene and you know I'm sitting sideways. You don't feel like me, that's why you looking at me sideways. This damn green man, it's got me sitting sideways. This damn lean man, it's got me sitting sideways. I'm on the scene, man, I'm sitting sideways. You don't feel like me, that's why you looking at me sideways. I'm the king and we gon' do the things my way. I wanna see you in skinny jeans on Friday. When I'm leaning to the left, you better be leaning in the right way. I'm cleaner than a washing machine. If you hyperallergenic, get your antihistamine. You're like a tight wad caught in between a full of latrine and a pistol with caffeine. Gotta get the cream is on top. ACE, we the team that won't stop. They calling me the dean cause I teach them what's hot. Thought you were the new thing, we can see that you're not. We have to get mean cause we're taking your spot. We wanna get a ring, sit in championship box. Call up your queens and tell them get clocked. When they see the muscle is supreme, your boys gon' kick rocks. This damn green man got me sitting sideways. This damn lean man got me sitting sideways. I'm on the scene and you know I'm sitting sideways. You don't feel like me, that's why you looking at me sideways. This damn green man got me sitting sideways. This damn lean man got me sitting sideways. I'm on the scene and you know I'm sitting sideways. You don't feel like me, that's why you looking at me sideways. We thought you were the new thing, but we can see that you're not. Yo, we thought you were the new thing, but we can see that you're not. If you got your own and you clean, drop it like it's hot. If you got your own and you clean, drop it like it's hot. Everybody say wow. How you gon' jock my side? Say wow. How you gon' jock my side? Say wow. How you gon' jock my side? Say wow. How you gon' jock my style? Remind me my drink. Yo, this bitch is drunk on my drink. Yo, this trick is smoking my dang. I wanted to stop, but I can't. I'm leaning to the side, man. I'm leaning to the side, man. Yo, everybody vibing, the lights flashing, ain't nobody hiding. I'm full of passion. I see this chick smiling with her action. She said she from an island. I'm just passing. said, stop lying. We started laughing, girl, what you drinking? I'm on that captain, now we on pink panties. With a napkin, I got a blunt dipped in brandy. That we passing, now we leaning to the side in the bass bang. She feeling on my thigh, my chain swinging. Feeling alright now, the game changing. Right on time now, we both swaying. Do that new style now, Bojangles, I wanna see your tatas. Do those jangles, what about those now guys? I need angles, call me your papa. Grab your ankles, move like chaka chaka. When it's anal, I got to get ya. And it's painful, split you like a swisher. With a label, you know we can make it without being naked. We can make them think we faking, shaking. Make me take it. Yo, this chick remind me my drink. Yo, this bitch is drunk on my drink. This trick is smoking my dang. I want her to stop, but I can't. I'm leaning to the side, man. 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 If you got a cup, put that shit up. Lean it to the side. Lean it to the side. If you got a fat cat and your drawers and bra match, lean it to the side. Lean it to the side. If you just got off of work and your fucking feet hurt, lean it to the side. Lean it to the side. If you shine fly and everybody know your ass high, lean it to the side. Lean it to the side. If it's getting hot and you drink Henny on the rocks, lean it to the side. Lean it to the side. If you a hot girl and you can stop and make it pop, lean it to the side. Lean it to the side. Yo, this chick remind me my drink. Yo, this bitch is drunk on my drink. Yo, this trick is smoking my dang. I want her to stop, but I can't. I'm leaning to the side, man. Leaning to the side, man. Leaning to the side, man. Leaning to the side, man.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? How y'all feel? Remember, we want you to be an activist. Don't take our word for it. Look that shit up, please. Anyways, how you guys feeling today? Another day above ground is a good one, right? Guess that depends on your perspective. Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you with your perspective. Try to imagine what it looks like to be in someone else's shoes, going through what they're going through. Try to empathize with
Peace
others.
Report. I'm Amy Goodman, the House of Representatives.
It will help you in your life, I promise.
Representatives approved a package of limited reforms to federal gun laws. The Protecting Our Kids Act passed Wednesday by a vote of 223 to 204, mostly along party lines, with 5 Republicans in support and 2 Democrats voting against it. The bill would raise the minimum age for purchasing semi-automatic firearms from 18 to 21, ban magazines of more than 15 rounds, and toughen penalties for gun traffickers and straw purchasers of firearms. The House approved the reforms after lawmakers heard hours of harrowing testimony from survivors of gun violence. 11-year-old Mia Cirillo described how she survived the Uvalde school shooting by covering herself in the blood of her friend and playing dead before using her dead teacher's cell phone to call 911. Also testifying was Zanetta Everhart, the mother of a survivor of last month's domestic terror attack on African Americans in the Tops supermarket in Buffalo.
To the lawmakers who feel that we do not need stricter gun laws, let me paint a picture for you. My son, Zaire, has a hole in the right side of his neck, 2 on his back, and another on his left leg. Caused by an exploding bullet from an AR-15. As I clean his wounds, I can feel pieces of that bullet in his back. Shrapnel will be left inside of his body for the rest of his life. Now I want you to picture that exact scenario for one of your children.
Police in Maryland have arrested a man they say plotted to kidnap or kill the Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. 26-year-old California resident Nicholas John Roski was reportedly found carrying a knife and a gun outside Kavanaugh's home in Montgomery County. Prosecutors say Roski was having suicidal thoughts and was upset by a leaked draft opinion showing the court's conservative majority prepared to strike down abortion rights under Roe v. Wade.
So you're going to kill Kavanaugh for that?
Garland promised a swift response.
Threats of violence and actual violence against the justices, of course, strike at the heart of our democracy, and we will do everything we can to prevent them and to hold people who do them accountable.
Senate Republican Minority Leader Mitch McConnell demanded the House immediately pass a bill to provide more security for Supreme Court justices and their families. McConnell continues to support a Republican filibuster of gun controls proposed by Democrats in the wake of the massacres in Buffalo and Uvalde. After 10 months of meeting in private, the House committee investigating Donald Trump's attempt to overturn the 2020 election and the deadly January 6th insurrection at the Capitol will hold its first public hearing tonight in prime time at 8 p.m. Eastern. Democracy Now! Will live stream the hearings at democracynow.org. It'll be the first of 8 congressional hearings, modeled in part on the 1973 Watergate hearings. We'll have more on the January 6th committee later in the broadcast with the head of Right Wing Watch. In eastern Ukraine, Russian forces have seized most of the devastated city of Severodonetsk, but Ukraine's military says its troops are fighting to hold the city's industrial zone. Earlier today, Russian forces fired on a Severodonetsk chemical plant where officials say civilians have been sheltering against Russia's assault. In Chernobyl, Ukrainian officials say nuclear radiation detectors are up and running for the first time since Russia briefly occupied the site of the 1986 nuclear disaster. This comes just days after a security camera at the South Ukraine nuclear power plant captured video of what appears to be a Russian cruise missile flying at low altitude almost directly over the plant's 3 active nuclear reactors. The United Nations is warning the number of people facing extreme food insecurity could soar to more than 320 million unless Ukraine is allowed to resume shipping grain, cooking oil, and fertilizer through ports on the Black Sea. On Thursday, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov met with his counterpart in Ankara, where the two discussed the Kremlin's plan to provide for a safe shipping corridor. After the meeting in Turkey, Lavrov said the onus to act was on Ukraine.
We've explained today that grain can be transported freely to its destination. Russia isn't putting any obstacles in the way. This requires Mr. Zelensky to give the command, if he is still in command of anything there, to allow foreign and Ukrainian ships to go into the Black Sea.
Ukraine was not invited to the talks, and officials in Kyiv have voiced skepticism over the plan. On Thursday, the head of the Ukrainian Grain Union said it could take months to clear sea mines from areas around Odessa and Ukraine's other Black Sea ports. A banking trade group warns U.S. and European-led sanctions are set to shrink Russia's economy by up to 15% this year. The Institute of International Finance said Wednesday the sanctions, quote, are unraveling Russia's economy, wiping out more than a decade of economic growth, and some of the most meaningful consequences have yet to be felt, unquote. The Biden administration says it's secured 10 million pediatric COVID-19 vaccine doses and is prepared to make them available to children under the age of 5 before the end of the month. An FDA advisory group will meet next week to discuss Pfizer's application for use of its pediatric vaccine. If it's approved, the first shots for children as young as 6 months old could begin by June 21st. Meanwhile, a panel of vaccine experts has recommended the FDA allow emergency use of Novavax COVID-19 vaccine. Vaccine experts say the protein-based shots are highly protective against severe disease and death. This comes as NBC News reports U.S. states, territories, federal agencies, and pharmacies have wasted over 82 million COVID-19 vaccine doses. That's enough to vaccinate a majority of adults in Congo, a country where only 1% of people are fully vaccinated. Former President Donald Trump and two of his children, Ivanka and Donald Jr., have agreed to be questioned under oath next month by New York Attorney General Letitia James' office. This comes after the New York Court of Appeals ruled the trio must sit for depositions as part of James' civil investigation into the Trump Organization's business practices. The questioning will begin July 15th, barring a court intervention. The state of Arizona has put 66-year-old condemned prisoner Frank Atwood to death after the U.S. Supreme Court rejected calls for a reprieve. On Wednesday, prison officials strapped Atwood to a gurney and injected him with a lethal dose of pentobarbital, stopping his heart. Jimmy Jenkins, a reporter with the Arizona Republic and former Democracy Now! Intern who witnessed the killing, said the execution team struggled to find a vein for around 30 minutes, prompting Atwood to twice suggest new places on his body for the team to try. Jenkins tweeted afterwards, quote, "I just watched Frank Atwood direct the state of Arizona on how to insert IVs into his veins properly so they could administer the drugs that would kill him," unquote. Atwood was the 39th person executed in Arizona since 1992 and the second in less than a month. Workers at a Trader Joe's supermarket in Western Massachusetts have filed for a union election with the National Labor Relations Board. If they're successful, the workers will create the first union at Trader Joe's, a company with more than 50,000 employees nationwide. Workers want health and safety concerns addressed and want to reverse recent cuts to their benefits. The employees seek to form an independent union called Trader Joe's United rather than affiliate with an established labor organization. And Belgium's King Philippe has expressed his deepest regrets for Belgium's abuses in the Democratic Republic of the Congo during the colonial era.
Really?
King Philippe made the comments in Congo's capital, Kinshasa, Wednesday during his first official trip to the country, where he was welcomed by Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi. But the king stopped short of a formal apology.
The colonial
Cut
regime
the
was
check.
built on exploitation and domination. It was a regime of unequal and unjustifiable relationships marked
Cut
by
the check.
paternalism, discrimination, and racism.
Okay, cut
It
the
led to
check.
violent acts and humiliations.
All right.
On my first trip to the Congo, here in front of the Congolese people and those who are still suffering from it, I wish to reaffirm my deepest regrets for
Okay,
these
well,
past wounds.
cut the check.
Congolese opposition Senator Francine Miumba wrote in response, quote, "In the face of the crimes committed by Belgium, regrets are insufficient. We expect an apology and a promise of reparations from him. It is at this price that we will definitely turn the page," unquote. Historians estimate up to 10 million Congolese were killed during the first 23 years of Belgium's rule, beginning in 1885, as King Leopold II ruled the Congo Free State as a personal fiefdom. Communities that missed their rubber collection quotas were made to provide severed hands instead, and King Leopold had Congolese people imported back to Europe for his human zoo. And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now!, Democracy Now!
Cut the check, Belgium. What's up, Deuce?
Oh man, that shit was good.
Same old thing. Shit. You rolling?
Yeah, man, back on out here.
Yep, on the grind.
Yes, sir. Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it, man. Nobody appreciates you, but you know the thing is, what they say, freedom ain't free. You ever heard that term?
Mm-hmm.
Freedom ain't free, man, and that's something people need to freaking realize. It ain't free. You got to pay for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shit, what's good with you, man? How you hanging? How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of catching my second wind now, because I started this new job and I've been working all the damn time. But I used to work like that, so it's just my body got to adjust. But I think I feel it adjusting now. I was so tired for like, I don't know, a week.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah,
Did
and
you
I
just
finally
take
had a
up a
day off.
second job?
No, well, no, I just took on a different job. Well, I still do work at the other job too, kind of when I want to or whatever. But this job is taking up all my time, so I really don't have no time. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I was off yesterday, and that was the first time I was off since Memorial Day.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so I was tired, man. I fucking but that day off yesterday was what I needed. A little bit of rest.
I feel that.
Let me play this clip right here. It says, "Women loved me more when I was a jerk."
Loved me more when I was a jerk. I ain't gonna hold you. When I was
They gave you more respect.
oh man, I got so much plumes when I was disrespectful. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was out there. You know what I'm saying? It was so easy. It was fun. And then when I had a little class, it was just like, yeah, what's this? You know what I'm saying?
With growth though, like
What? But my growth is the decline of women and being attracted to me because I got respect now. God damn.
He on to something. I ain't gonna hold you because y'all don't respect the nice guys.
that's true.
That's why all the
Girls take
toxic,
advantage of the nice
all the
guys.
toxic got all the
If you're
shorties.
too
Like, you
much
know what
of
I'm
a
saying?
gentleman, girls take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Why do they have to take advantage? Did you hear that, Deuce? Do I need to play this again? I'm sure everybody got that. We don't have to play that again. So what do you think about that, man?
Yeah. Nah, bro, you see that shit every day. You see it in your everyday, and just you see it with just peers around you. I'm sure you got that one homeboy. This nigga is straight disrespectful, but get all the females. Like,
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know, bro. I just think people like that challenge. You know, I think women like that bad boy vibe. That's all I could see. I don't know. I'm not gonna say all women, but I think there's a group of women out there that's what they like.
Yeah, and they mentioned it in a video about maturity. So, but I don't know if that's it because they still, when they get older, they still be on that shit.
Well, that depends. You know, if you run across the right ones that's been through some shit, nah, they don't want that. You know what I'm saying?
So you got to get somebody that's damaged.
I don't really know if you got to do that, bro. I just, like one thing that I learned from just being out there dating and then getting married as young as I did, and just evolving and growing. One thing that I learned is that, and this could be subjective as well. I think it speaks more so to the woman that you may have. But one thing that I've learned, being very passive all the time is not a good thing.
They don't
know what
like
I'm saying?
that. But that's what I was about to say. The girl
Like,
said
they
in the
want
video,
you to put
if you weak or whatever, then you're too nice. They just feel like they have to take advantage of you.
Yeah. So it's like being very passive and nice all the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't do that shit in no relationship. I don't give a fuck how good your woman is, how much she respects you. You have to stand firm. There comes a point in place and time where you got to put her in her place, bro.
You got to show that gangster.
And if you don't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's over for you. It's over for you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think that may have been what happened with some of my my earlier relationship. I think that may have been what happened. They get bored. They get bored with stability and it's not exciting because no drama happens. There's no, the lights are on and everything. Like, there's never no problems really. So, like, that's boring.
Yeah, and the worst thing I can hear a woman say is, "Oh, I want a good man." It's like, motherfucker, you know how many of them out here got a good man and don't know how to treat them? You know what I'm saying? Like what you truly want. Like I don't know, bro. I just really feel like I say, you have to stand firm, bro. Like you can't back down. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand on your shit. You know, and you have to be able to put that woman in her place. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, I would say I'm not saying slap her around and nothing like that. You know, I don't want you to fear me. I want you to respect me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, you have to be able to stand firm. You know, and I feel like men that put their hands on women and beat women are those they, you know what I'm saying, they can't stand firm. They have to lead by fear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's just me. Like I've learned that shit over the years, bro. So, you know, and my wife will tell you like, oh, that nigga a jerk. He's an asshole. Nah, it's because I'm not finna let you run over me. I'm not finna let you talk to me no any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I get it if you having a bad day, you know, I can kind of, you know, I can distinguish between the two. And then I have the point where I can distinguish whether you just being a bitch. If you just being a bitch, you got me fucked up, bitch.
Let me
Like,
play this. Let me play this. This is probably funny.
Use water each and every time you wash your ass. A clean asshole is good for you, good for your well-being, good for your soul, and good for each and everybody who is coming into close proximity with your ass. Wash your ass every day. Make washing your ass an act of devotion and a gift to your body. Life is too short to walk this earth for a crusty asshole. So wash your ass.
wash your ass. That's a real fact.
Yep,
I
that's
feel you on that.
yep, that was some philosophy right there.
Yeah, man. Say, bro, you know what's crazy? Like, you wouldn't believe, like, um, like sometimes I'm not driving. I'll work inside our refinery, and bro, you wouldn't believe how many cause you know, working in a refinery, you always pack your bag, your lunch bag, you know, with all your food and shit, cause you normally don't leave the plant. You stay there for them 12 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got your backpack with all of your toiletries. You know, if you have to take a shower or something like that, you got towels, soap, and shit. So a lot of times when I'm at the plant, bro, and I go for that restroom break, man, you won't believe how many dudes, bro, literally like these niggas make fun of like crack jokes because I bring Cottonelle wet wipes for when I go take a shit. And I'm
They
like,
making
nah,
fun of you. I already know. They like, he all bougie.
nah, it's not even that. Like, damn, nigga, you a baby? You need baby wipes for your
Yeah,
ass? Like, nah, bro. It's just, you know, clean your ass real good, then, you know, pat dry with the tissue paper, dog. Like, what the fuck?
that's
What's wrong with
hygiene right
that?
there.
That's hygiene, nigga. We running through this damn chemical plant for 12 hours a day, back and forth. You know, shit, you
Get that
sweating and
swamp
shit.
ass.
Yeah, like, bro. But it's crazy to me that dudes. Like honestly, I thought every nigga was on wet wipes. You know what I'm saying? Keeping flushable wipes and shit. Like what?
Well, I have them when I can. I ain't gonna lie sometimes, but you know, when you ain't got it, you ain't got it. That's how it is. them
Yeah,
hoes not cheap.
yeah, shit. I'll get that Walmart brand, bro. You can get the Walmart, the Equate Walmart brand. You know, get like a
Yeah,
3-pack for like $6. I
yeah.
keep them, bro.
I used to get them, and then you got the ones that's barely wet. They all dry. They come in the roll.
Oh yeah, I ain't ever bought those. Yeah, I know what you're talking about though. I ain't ever bought those. But nah, I keep them, bro. Especially like when I first started potty training my son, and I taught him, hey, look, you know, use these and then you pat dry. But it's just, you know, being in the house with women, bro. Like they appreciate that shit when you keep that
That
type of stuff in the restroom.
well, women always attracted. Hygiene, it makes you attractive. You know what I'm saying? Good hygiene makes you attractive. Like you could just see that. You could feel it.
Uh,
Let me see what they say. Oh, it's just playing a song. It says in 1865 we owned 0.5% of America, In 2020, we own 0.5% of America. Enjoy your day. This is Ice Cube post.
Yeah, bro. But nah, man, you to any of the fellas out there, bro, like, yeah, you got to. But I think when it comes down to that woman that gets bored with stability and she wants that drama and she goes out and does it, that's just a chick that want her cake and eat it too. Like she need to go and be honest and say she need two dudes, bro. She need the nigga that pay all the bills and she need the nigga that's 24/7 with her dicking her down. Like
Yeah, because the nigga, you can't do both of them. There's no way.
Yeah, not every day. Not every day. You know
And still pay the
Like,
bills?
and
No.
Yeah. Not every day because I'm gone for 6 days and I'm home for 2. And I ain't gonna lie, out of them 2 days I'm at home, one of them days she gonna get some good dick.
He said one of them. Shit, I don't know about the other day, but at least one of them hoes.
Yeah, at least one of them, goddamn. Shit.
Let me play this right here.
Tweet, but at the same time I was trying to draw attention in a slightly humorous way to a very real problem, and that is that whites currently do not have a replacement rate when it comes to our birds, and by some estimations we are scheduled for complete extinction in 300 years. And if you're thinking about that in terms of like historically, that's not very long. So we really need to get on this and decide whether or not we want to have white people in the future of the.
I mean, this is what you're talking about. This is the situation that we're in right now. How is this? What you're proposing is have more babies. That's it, right?
Exactly. And I often say it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek tweet and that I didn't expect anyone to actually conceive a child based on a tweet. But at the same time, I was trying to draw attention in a slightly humorous way to a very real problem, and that is that whites currently do not have a replacement rate when it comes to our birds. And by some estimations, we are scheduled for complete extinction in 300 years. And if you're thinking about that in terms of like historically, that's not very long. So we really need to get on this and decide whether or not we want to have white people in the future of the.
Oh, that's heavy. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's one of the main reasons why they're trying to do away with abortions. But the thing about it is, dude, like they are the minority. You know what I'm saying? And at this present day and time, that makes sense. They're losing their power. I mean, you think about it. Why do they really only have power? The only reason their power pretty much still exists is because of, money and what's the other word I'm looking for, bro? We were just talking about that shit, man. When Pat was in here, when we were talking about the leak of the Roe versus Wade to be debunked, or not debunked, but revoked or whatever.
Well, all I can say, what I think about is that 300 year jumps out to me, and like that seems pretty alarmist and unrealistic, I would say. Yeah, I don't think so. But it's scary, and it's it could be possible or whatever. Like a person listening will be like, well, that could be possible or whatever. But no, I think that's alarmist and meant to just be sensational.
Yeah, and invoke fear, pretty much.
Yeah.
Have them continuing to do the shit that they're doing, like running up in grocery stores, and I mean, we're on the brink of a lot of something, bro. For these cops, all of these cops, coming out, they're having these conversations about a civil war and a racial war, and so it's.
I feel like it's a powder keg that it could go off, or it could continue to simmer. You know, I think it's gonna take the right ignition. You know,
Yeah.
but that could happen. Anything like that could go off at any time, I think.
Yeah.
So it is scary, you know. And then everybody on the economic side, they're talking about a depression coming, and I think it's already here. And people not really aware of it. They're gonna be calling it a depression in 6 months or whatever. Because of COVID, mostly, you know, and because the system was built on flimsy ass bullshit anyway. So all it took is like a little shock to the system to really just make it, you know, dip like a motherfucker. And it's crazy because they're looking at the damn Dow Jones all the time, and it'd be like GDP is up and all of that, and then people trying to measure the economy by those numbers. You're crazy as hell. You can measure the economy by looking around at your friends and neighbors and see how they doing. Not that GDP.
No.
It don't really mean anything. Those are just numbers.
Yeah, but if you ask me, all this shit was planned. If there is a depression, everything that's taking place is planned. You know, this is planned shit. You know, this is supposed to happen because this was on the books to happen. That's just my take on it. I may sound stupid as fuck, but that's just my opinion.
No, I agree with you. You know, they got powers that be that's steering this thing.
Yeah.
And you know, anyways, wars and depressions, they benefit some people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's just like you had those people that literally they bid against people failing, you know, infrastructure failing. They make money on that shit.
Yeah, so that's what these banks, and that's what they do then. The IMF and the World Bank. I think I have something. Let me see. I have something I sent. Let me check here. I was just kind of warming up. I had something I wanted to talk about. Was you in here yesterday when we was talking about the alignment, the planet alignment?
No, I missed yesterday's show, bro. I was off, and we had a tournament last night. My son, he's playing in a district tournament right now, so for All-Star League. So we were out at the fields. I didn't come in.
Damn, I lost it. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Playing in the districts, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they won last night. Then they won tonight. They won tonight 12-6. So, yeah, they've been doing pretty good, dude. So, you know, hopefully, you know, they can take it all the way.
Yeah. I can't find what I was looking for. I lost it. So I'm gonna just scroll for a minute.
You know, I had supported Trump all that time. I did believe, you know, that the election was being stolen. And Trump asked us to come.
He personally asked for us to come to D.C. that day. And I thought, for everything he's done for us, if this is the only thing he's going to ask of me, I'll do it.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Did you recall President Trump mentioning going to the Capitol during his speech?
Oh, yeah. So that's one of my disappointments. He said he was going to go with us, that he was going to be there.
I know why I was there, and that's because he called me there, and he laid out what is happening in our government. He laid it out.
But I remember Donald Trump telling people to be there, right? I mean, to support.
So you mentioned that the president asked you. Do you remember a specific message?
Basically, yeah, he asked for us to come to DC, that big things are going to happen.
What got me interested, he said, I have something very important to say on January 6th or something like that, is what got me interested to be there.
You know, Trump has only asked me for two things. He asked me for my vote, and he asked me to come on January 6th. What really made me want to come was the fact that
Whatever, bro. I don't sympathize with y'all. Y'all 36 months probation. Fucking when. What's his name though? The guy from the Proud Boys, they charged him with sedition. He gonna sit down. Did you hear about that? Let me see if I can find that. The guy from the Proud Boys, what is his name? Let me see if this will pop it up. Yeah, they got him. Let me see. Newswrap, former Proud Boys leader, indicted for seditious conspiracy. Let's see. Is that the one? PBS NewsHour. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so sedition is really serious. So that means he'll go to jail if they find him guilty.
Whole communities this weekend, which saw more than 10 mass shootings since Friday. Officials in Philadelphia moved to charge at least 2 people in a gunfight that left 3 dead and at least 11 injured. Meanwhile, police from Chattanooga, Tennessee, to Phoenix, Arizona, to Omaha, Nebraska investigated fatal shootings. These all follow massacres in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas in recent weeks. The return to the were already indicated they will also stay home. President Biden had hoped the summit could rally support for migration controls. Back in this country, the former leader of the far-right Proud Boys group was indicted today for seditious conspiracy in the January 6th investigation. Federal prosecutors say Henry Enrique Tarrio and 4 others plotted coordinated assault on the U.S. Capitol. They'd been charged previously with different conspiracy counts. Wall Street's week got off to a
That was a short ass segment.
Okay, returning to the breaking news we mentioned at the top of the hour, 5 members of the Proud Boys, including its leader, Enrique Tarrio, and 4 of his lieutenants have been charged with seditious conspiracy. It is the most serious charge to be brought so far in the Justice Department's criminal investigation into the January 6th insurrection. In the announcement of today's charges, which come on top of previously filed charges against the Proud Boys, quote, Tarrio and his co-defendants, all of whom were leaders or members of the Ministry of Self-Defense, conspired to prevent, hinder, and delay the certification of the Electoral College vote and to oppose by force the authority of the government of the United States. On January 6, 2021, the defendants directed, mobilized, and led members of the crowd onto the Capitol grounds and into the Capitol, leading to dismantling of metal barricades, destruction of property, breaching of the Capitol building, and assaults on law enforcement. During and after the attack, Tarrio and his co-defendants claimed credit for what had happened on social media and in an encrypted chat room. The Proud Boys are now the 2nd extremist organization associated with the January 6th attack to face seditious conspiracy charges in the federal investigation into the insurrection. Joining our conversation, Harry Litman, former U.S. Attorney, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General, and host of the Talking Heads podcast. Sarah and Carol are still here. Harry, what's your take on the significance of this?
I don't care what Kerry's take is on the significance of the charges. I could give 2 funky shits about his opinion on that shit. Let me see. I want to read some comments under there. It says, let's hope their generals, Trump, Maddows, Bannon, etc. will also be brought to justice. Whatever. I know Carol Leonin didn't mean to in this case, but her impromptu description of our society as a roller coaster is a perfect metaphor that captures what is wrong with our society. a world power poised to own the future world, never be described as a roller coaster. That wouldn't accurately describe China, for example. Roaring bullet train, more like it. Roller coaster sounds perfect pitch to describe America, and we all know it. A declining power struggling to keep its head above water. Let me read some more. It says, being brought up on charges is one thing. Actually being convicted, sentenced, and incarcerated is an entirely different thing. Yeah. I don't know if those, if we'd have to wait and see on that. Co-conspirator number 1 is missing, and we all know who that is. Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. Okay, so they was trying to say Trump. Let me read another one. It says a government function does not lose its lawful status just because a defendant refuses to accept that it's legitimate or wishes to challenge its legality in court. United States versus North, for instance, the defendant Oliver North, prosecuted for his role in the Iran-Contra scandal, was charged with several crimes, including violating 18 U.S.C. Section 371. North contended that he could not have interfered with or obstructed a lawful government function because the federal law that he violated was unconstitutional, since in his telling, it infringed on the president's power to conduct foreign affairs. 277. But the district court ruled that North's own legal theories and putative concerns about constitutionality notwithstanding, the law was still the law. North was obligated to comply with it until it was overturned by a court or changed by Congress. As the court put it, North's understanding as to the constitutionality in no way affords an excuse for his alleged misconduct or entitle him to obstruct the way the government was. In fact, hold on, is there more? Functioning 278. No, that's it. Anyways, what you think about this, Deuce?
That shit crazy, bro. Like, they shouldn't have took their ass up there anyway. I mean, hey. It sounds like they're blaming Trump for their reason, for their punishment.
Yeah, like trying to get out of it. Nah. You did that shit. Whatever the hell Trump said, you did that shit.
Yeah.
Trump wasn't in there banging on the door with you.
Yeah, it's like somebody telling you to go rob a convenience store, or come with them to go rob a convenience store, and they don't show up, but you still rob it. Like, what the fuck?
The cops gonna take you to jail, not him.
Yeah, exactly.
He gonna say, but old buddy it was his idea, and he was supposed to come with me. Okay, but where he at? Well, shit, he didn't come. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you finna go sit down. Yeah, that's silly. Let me see. What else do I have? I'm not together right now. Yeah, what y'all were doing other than the baseball game when you was off?
Oh shit. I had to go do a sleep study. Because my last one was like 5 years old. So DOT requires it to be updated, I guess, every 4 to 5 years, I guess, or however, I don't know. But so I had to go do a sleep study on Tuesday in the Woodlands. Done that, and that was pretty much it, bro. Just hung out at the house, man. Besides baseball, I mean, you really don't have time to do nothing, by the time you wake up. My son, he does the little math camp summer program at school. I think that ends this month. And then from there, got to get him picked up by noon. And then after that, man, it's usually baseball. So we just kind of sit tight at the house. Just, after this is over, man and wife, we do for a little date day. I ain't gonna say date night, date day.
Yeah, like all day.
Yeah, like
Did
all
you
day. Yeah.
did you hear about the guy that drowned and like the cops was like watching him and his video went viral about it? The cops actually seemed like they just didn't care. Like couldn't throw the guy no freaking donut floaties or something. Did you see that?
Man, where was this at?
Hold on, I don't know if this is the one. Let me see.
Shortly after 5 a.m., police arrived to check on what they describe as a physical disturbance call between Sean Bickings and his wife.
Did you guys get into a physical confrontation?
Not at all. At that point, the officers really don't have a reason to be there, but it would be nice if someone from social services who has a mental health background could have dealt with that.
Andy Anderson is a former assistant Phoenix police chief who agreed to look at the records that Tempe police have made available. The body camera video shows after officers spoke with his wife, they went to Bickings, making small talk while checking for warrants. After 4 minutes, Bickings goes over the railing.
Well, in the reality, law enforcement did not have authority to detain him.
The officers stand there as the man just swims away. We hear an officer talking about getting a boat, and the video ends. Tempe police limited what they turned over in a public records request, claiming that the drowning itself is too sensitive, instead providing a partial transcript. That shows Bickings telling officers, "I'm going to drown." They respond, "Swim to a pylon." When Bickings says he can't, an officer says, quote, "Okay, I'm not going in after you."
This is not a lake patrol team that has equipment to handle water rescue. These are street cops.
Bickings and his wife both plead for someone to do something. His wife telling an officer, quote, "He's drowning right in front of you, and you won't help." Now, Tempe police would not clarify how much time these pages cover, but eventually, Bickings went underneath the water and never resurfaced.
I think it's heartbreaking. I think it's a tragic situation. It's awful.
It wouldn't be until nearly 6 hours later that Bickings' body was pulled from the lake. Now, Scottsdale Police and the Department of Public Safety are investigating the steps officers did and did not take, as the responding officers are on paid leave.
Yeah, that's a pretty good gist of it. But I think they're softening it up more, in that story, making it sound better than it was. Even though it sounded horrible in that story, but that was I think that was a softened up, because I had heard of this story already, and it sounds a lot softer the way they said it in that story. Yeah.
I got you. Damn.
What'd you think about it?
That's crazy, bro. I don't know. That's that's nuts. But I don't know. I don't really know how to comment on that, but I can't swim. So if you jump in the water trying to run from me and I'm a cop, your ass just better know how to swim. Because I ain't coming in after your ass. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, but when I saw the video, and it was the lack of care, lack of empathy, and that's the thing. Like, cops aren't trained for all this stuff, and that's true. But it's like they kind of escalated the situation, right? Because who knows, would he have, even done that if the cops wasn't even talking to him, trying to see if he got warrants and shit? If they had sent like a social worker, somebody who was less threatening, maybe he wouldn't have reacted that way. And the other side is after he reacts that way, the cops, they should have been trying to look for someone to get help, right?
Yeah, you would think. You would think, bro. You would think.
Call somebody, do something, try to, like I say, one of those donut things. Look for something to throw out there for him to hold on to. a ladder, a long stick.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, but you know, like I don't know. I don't know how this one here gonna be handled. You know, or if they're gonna even find the cops. You know, liable for that shit. You know, I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, I get it. I understand. But my thing is, you shouldn't have jumped your ass in that water. That shit looked like ocean water to me. I guess because you know I'm a nigga that don't swim.
It did look like ocean water, but it wouldn't matter if it was ocean or not if it's really deep. But the guy was having a mental health episode. Yes, it was dumb as fuck to jump in the water.
Okay. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, he was freaking out. He was having a mental health issue. Like he was, you know, that's what did it. You know, that's where the sympathy comes in. Let me read some comments. It says, unless the street cops were trained for water rescue and dealing with mentally disturbed person is being known, the victim can drag the rescuer under. But cops have not even a rope in the trunk? ? So that's kind of what I was saying. Like he said, unless this is really, I'm reading it like this because I'm having a hard time reading it, but this is the way it was written. Unless the street cops were trained for water rescue and dealing with mentally disturbed person is being known, the victim can drag the rescuer under, but cops have not even a rope in the trunk? ? This person must not really speak English. The name says Sammy Wu. This sounds like a translation that wasn't very good. But the point is still freaking valid as fuck. Like the cops didn't have nothing in their truck, in their car that could have possibly helped that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I feel you. I feel it, you know, and that's, I mean, I don't know, bro. You know, I don't know. You know, you would think they would have been a little bit, considering the fact that this guy is known to have mental health issues.
See, look, and here's a comment underneath that comment. It says, so what if the dude in the lake was not mentally disturbed? Would it have made a difference? Or was it the color of his skin? Some of those who work forces are the same who burn crosses. And I ain't gonna lie, like this story could be one of those sensational type stories, you know, to get you all in your feelings and stuff. But from the jump, that's what I saw. That's how I took this scenario. Like the guy didn't care if this guy died or not. You know what I'm saying? His empathy was, there's a video and the guy was like so unbothered by the guy fucking drowning right in front of him.
Yeah.
I'm not
nuts, bro. The shit is nuts, bro. Like I say, you know, it's one of them. I don't know. We need to do more when it comes down to that, you know, as far as responding to people with mental issues and things of that nature, you know, especially if the cops are made aware that this person, you know, is dealing with a mental breakdown or whatever, which have you, you know.
Yeah. Somebody said, to answer your question, no, cops don't have ropes in their vehicles. They have a basic first aid, maybe jumper cables. Well, shit, some jumper cables might have been good enough to help that guy. Shit. Could tie them hoes together. If it's 2 squad cars, tie them hoes together and fucking try to reach it to the guy so he can grab the shit. They didn't put forth no kind of effort.
Yeah.
This comment, it says, as a mental health professional of 30 years, I have worked with homeless, mentally ill for most of that time. And with this, have also needed to work closely with police officers along the way. Very few officers have the level of understanding to know how to handle this. It's tragic, but the blame shouldn't be directed at police. I keep hearing how we need to fund more for mental health. Well, I'm just not seeing this funding. Right now, I am a mobile crisis clinic, and most of my clients are young kids in schools. Mental health is exploding. We need to fund more professionals to help, and it needs to happen now. We are seeing the tip of the iceberg. We need more resources. And that's what I was saying when they was talking about the Uvalde shooting, and Abbott was like, okay, yeah, we need to spend more money on health, mental health. Okay, where is it? Let's see it. I'm still waiting. Because I don't know if that would actually help with the shootings, but it would definitely help the community because mental health is an issue that's freaking being ignored. And it's a real serious issue. A lot of people are suffering. How can even regular people are suffering from mental health? We just went through a pandemic. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? That we was quarantined for months. Some of us for a year or more. What kind of impact do you think that had on people's mental health? We were separated from our loved ones. We couldn't go to, birthday parties or any kind of engagements. We had elderly people who passed away that we couldn't go see and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What kind of impact do you think that had on people's mental health, man? Their jobs was taken away from them. They couldn't work. Jobs went out of business. People lost their businesses. They lost their savings.
Yep. There's a lot of people that went through, bro, that's suffering from this shit,
I don't know how I made it through, and it changed me. The pandemic changed me. It was the quarantine that changed me. And I used to like to be in the house, and I still kind of do, but ever since quarantine, it's like because I felt like I was in prison, man. I would just get in my car and drive on the freeway, and then come back home.
Yeah.
Just to get out. Yeah.
I feel you, bro. I say it has a lot, mental health, mental illness, it needs to be paid attention to a lot more than what it is, but the crazy part about it, the fucked up part about it is that it's our own fucking government that's putting people through this shit, bro. The greed, this was a real virus and a lot of people lost their lives, but did it have to be? That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, that's a good question, man.
These motherfuckers created this shit. Created it and the shit got out of hand.
Oh, they charged that cop, the one that shot that. Let me see this.
New tonight, the police officer charged with second-degree murder in the death of Patrick Lyoya has turned himself in for booking at the Calhoun County Jail. He's expected to face a judge sometime tomorrow. Mara McDonald is live downtown. Mara, Patrick Lyoya's father was in Detroit today as the charging decision was announced.
That's right, Kimberly. And actually, just minutes before that charging decision was announced, the Kent County prosecutor called Patrick's father, tell him what it was, but also to offer his condolences and to explain the timeline and what has happened here. Let me show you.
I've made the decision to charge Christopher Schur with one count of second-degree murder.
Before making that announcement, Prosecutor Becker called Peter Lyoya, father of Patrick, who is in downtown Detroit at his attorney, Ben Johnson's office.
First, I want to say thank you to this prosecutor.
Peter Lyoya was flanked on one side by interpreter Israel Siku and attorney Ben Johnson on the other.
This family
hii jamaa
has been absolutely devastated by the death of their son and brother.
ilivunjika moyo sana kwa kupitia kifo ya ndugu yabo na mtoto wabo,
And the last thing they want
na kitu ya mwisho banataka tena
is anyone else to get hurt.
The Leoya family making it clear they want no violence in their son's name. And so far, protesters in Grand Rapids have listened. Officer Christopher Schur has turned himself in. He's expected to be arraigned tomorrow. The Grand Rapids Police Department is putting Schur on suspension without pay pending termination. The Leoya family, meanwhile, understands there is an intense judicial process in the months ahead.
we are not done here.
Lakini tuendeleshe kutafuta tu mpaka tupate justice ya mwisho.
Let's go till to the end and let's get the last justice for Patrick.
Back here live.
I want to say that's the guy, he shot him in the head. Like it was like a misunderstanding, and the guy was like, "What am I doing? Like, leave me alone" or something. And he ended up wrestling with the cop, and the cop popped in the head. I think that's the one. Let me see. Patrick Leoya. I'm gonna look it up because I'm not 100% on that. Is this the video? Hold on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is that one. I don't be liking this. I'm not gonna show it but I just wanted to see if it's the one. Oh, it's not letting it play. I don't want to show the video. I just want to know if this is the one. Yeah, this is the one where he gets out the car and then he kind of like wrestles him and he ends up popping him in the head. That's the reason why this is so.
There is
fucked
graphic
up.
content, as I've said.
I just want to see the
The
beginning.
vehicle was driven by Patrick Leoya, a 26-year-old male. The vehicle was also occupied by another individual who filmed a portion of the incident. This video is from the Grand Rapids police officer's in-car video recording. In-car video recording begins 90 seconds prior to activation. Audio recording begins at activation.
I might be mistaken. That's what I want to see. Just this part. I'm not gonna let it play out, y'all.
Hey, stay in the car! Stay in the car!
Nelson and Griggs.
Yeah, because he probably just didn't understand. And then it's like he's gonna chase him down the street. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. Like, because he's gonna end up wrestling with the guy on the ground, and then he's just gonna pop him, like in the head. And like, the guy clearly didn't have no gun or nothing like that. He was no real threat. This was definite textbook excessive force. I'm not gonna play that video. So anyways, that's what it is. It's that guy. And so that's the cop. They charged him with second-degree murder.
Damn.
So for them to charge you with, that's why I'm not playing that video, but for them to charge the man with second-degree murder, that they feel like he was out of line. They got his face all on it. His face they released his face really quickly too. That's how I knew he was in trouble, because they never released the face of the cops. Hardly ever.
Yeah.
They released his face right away. So, because that puts them in danger when they release their face like that. But they do that to people on the other side all the time, like, and they know that people are in danger, but they flash them dude's face all on the fucking media, and then they got to worry about the streets getting at them now.
Yep. Yes, sir. I ain't get mad.
Yeah, I don't like
Crazy, dude.
I don't
That's
like
nuts,
covering stuff like that. That stresses me out.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't even know nothing like that took place.
Yeah, that stresses me out because when people be acting like this stuff is not happening, it just hurts my heart. When they make excuses, like the history is so clear. So like you can keep on making excuses, but there's a pattern here, okay? There's a pattern. And it just makes me sad when people pretend that it's not. Hurts me. Because I'd rather you be like, I don't care. Because, you know, that's whatever. But when you're like, it's not happening, I just want to choke you.
Yeah. You have a lot of people that feel like, oh, well, when the cops do uphold the law, they're still in trouble. So.
Yeah. Mad frustrated. So it's the Capitol riot hearings and all of that is the top of the news. So that's the news cycle right now. I like to look at headlines. It gives you a feel for like what they're doing. Because they're all together. That's the thing. That's what I was talking about on last night's show. You know, that guy said it's the A team and the B team. He was saying the Republicans are the A team and the Democrats are the B team. They're part of the same fraternity. They work for the same people. You know, when they have to whip out the B team, they whip out the B team.
Yeah, I can definitely see that being the case. Like real talk, bro.
Yeah. It makes sense that the Democrats are the B team. Y'all get in there. B team, go.
Exactly, bro.
Freaking but that's the thing though. That's the illusion that they got us all on, you know, this Republican Democrat bullshit. Like and same thing with Fox, CNN, MSNBC. It's all ran by the military industrial complex.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're watching CNN, MSNBC, or fucking Fox. It really doesn't matter. You're getting the same message. Best to believe it.
Yep. They don't care.
Yeah, I'm tired today. I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place. I really didn't have time to prepare for the show. I ain't gonna lie. Anti-war journalist. Jimmy Dore did have a show that I wanted to watch. What was it?
Oh, Jimmy Dore.
Oh, it's this one. We gotta scare people. I think that's the one.
Hey, so there's another mask off moment for the people over at MSNBC. You want to hear what it was? Here it is.
I mean, it is so anti-Semitic. And of course, they've slotted George Soros in there, trying to make the country like browner and blacker. What's the best way for people to push back on that lie?
You take this heinous platform and you make the Republicans own it. I want to say it again, make the Republicans own it. Every Republican politician, every Republican candidate, ask them about it. Make them because they can't run from it because it's part of who they are at this point, as disgusting as that is. But make it the Republican replacement theory. Mainstream it because this is the way you have to scare. We don't have the economy on our side as Democrats, so you have to scare the bejesus out of people. The way to scare it is say, this replacement theory. This is not just coming from some dark corner of the web. This is the Republican platform. Make them own it. And Democrats run from this fistfight. I know in the previous segment, Eugene Daniels, you talked about the president not wanting to call out names. Call out Tucker Carlson. Call out the politicians and make them own it. This is a Republican platform. Is the racist Republican replacement theory.
So I don't know if you heard what he said. He said the Democrats can't run on anything, so they have to scare the hell out of the electorate. This is called The Quiet Part Out Loud with Donnie Deutsch. Remember when Donnie Deutsch had a show on MSNBC? It was called The Big Idea. Is this one of Donnie's big ideas? To use fear as a tactic? Wow, Donnie. Let's run that one up the flagpole straight to Morning Joe Ball. Let's see what he has to say. And by the way, Morning Joe Ball, they always say demographics is destiny. That's what you've heard them say, that demographics is destiny. That's what they've been saying. And can you believe that anybody took that phrase wrong when he and Morning Micah said it over and over and over and over again? That demographics is destiny, that someone would misinterpret that as replacement theory. By the way, what does demographic is destiny even mean? By the way, it sounds like a fancy way to say race is destiny. That's what I used to call dog whistle for racists. But that's him saying the quiet part out loud. And let's remember what he's. So I'll play. Remember when he said this? This is another time when he said the quiet part out loud.
Joe, I'm going to take it one step further because this is how dangerous socialism. I find Donald Trump reprehensible as a human being, but a socialist candidate is more dangerous to this country as far as the strength and well-being of our country than Donald Trump. I would vote for Donald Trump, a despicable human being.
No, you won't.
So there's Donnie Deutsch saying he would vote for Donald Trump if Bernie Sanders. So if you're going to get health care, he's going to vote for Donald Trump. I like Morning Joe when listen to him.
Let me tell you something.
Stop yourself.
Let me correct myself. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. You always help myself.
You will never vote for a bigot, a guy that's made bigoted statements for the past 3 years.
Joe, thank you for correcting me. I stand corrected that. I will.
So there's Joe, Morning Joe Ball saying, hey, Donnie, can you maybe not let the thing we secretly all think fall out of your face on my fucking TV show? And then, of course, Donnie Deutsch completely rolled over for Joe Scarborough because Joe Scarborough has the alpha hair in this situation. And that's why he was able to dominate Donnie German.
You see how the dominant hair?
You see how the dominant hair? That's right. It's all about the dominant hair. So I'm going to play that again for you.
I mean, it is so anti-Semitic. And of course, they've slotted George Soros in there, trying to make the country like browner and blacker. What's the best way for people to push back on that lie?
You take this heinous platform and you make the Republicans own it. I want to say it again. Make the Republicans.
Wait a minute.
I mean, it is so anti-Semitic. And of course, they've slotted George Soros in there, trying to make the country like browner and blacker. What's the best way for people to push back on the?
So he's saying that they're trying to smear the Democrats by saying that the Democrats are trying to make the country browner and blacker. Is that what he's saying to you? Is that what you get, Kurt?
Saying enough of the Soros bashing. It's anti-Semitic. The guy that knocked on doors, giving summons to Jews, the Jews with the Nazis. Are you kidding?
So let's listen to him.
Lie. You take this heinous platform and you make the Republicans own it. I want to say it again. Make the Republicans own it. Every Republican politician, every Republican candidate, ask them about it. Make them because they can't run from it because it's part of who they are at this point, as disgusting as that is. But make it the Republican replacement theory. Mainstream it, because this is the way you have to scare. We don't have the economy on our side as Democrats, so you have to scare the bejesus out of people. The way to scare it
is to say that they're doing the replacement theory.
You know, this replacement theory, this is not just coming from some dark corner.
Because that's what we said earlier too, right? Because we scrolled that earlier, and we were saying that it's just fear, right? Like that's the whole point of it, right?
Yeah.
Basically, that's the same thing. Like that lady was talking about, y'all need to have more babies because we're gonna be extinct. This is the same thing.
The way we scare them. There it is. He just says it out loud.
Well, no wonder Morning Joe had to check him.
Yeah.
He's out of control, Donnie Deutsch.
Donnie Deutsch, he's unleashed.
The ideas are too big to fit in his head. They have to come out his mouth.
Yeah. And so now I'm going to show you the Democrats doing the replacement theory.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Does that sound like Tucker Carlson to you? Does to me.
Boy, Jimmy, who knew back then that you would need those extra border guards to put a stop to the school shootings? The cops just stand outside and won't fix.
Yep. Who knew? And now here's Hillary Clinton.
Because we have finally gotten more police officers on the street. That was one of the goals that the president had when he put
it's a little too loud.
The crime bill that was passed in 1994. He promised 100,000 police. We're moving in that direction, but we can see it already makes a difference. Because if we have more police interacting with people, having them on the streets, we can prevent crimes. We can prevent petty crimes from turning into something worse. But we also have to have an organized effort against gangs. Just as in a previous generation, we had an organized effort against the mob. We need to take these people on. They are often connected to big drug cartels. They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. And the president has asked the FBI to launch a very concerted effort against gangs everywhere.
That hair
What are called super
killing me.
predators? Like she said that she read that in a scientific
Yeah,
journal.
she got a bang.
This new breed of kids.
She
that
got a
have
bang
no
that she
mind or
swooped to the
conscience.
side
That's right. So that's called dehumanizing
and hairsprayed.
another human being. So then
Or
you can then
moose.
lock them up at much higher rates than
But
white
they've-
people.
But they've been healing.
But they've been healing.
They've been placed in a prison without rights or privileges to heal.
To heal.
Well, we could talk about how they got that way. That's nice of her to say.
Yeah,
We
that's
can-
nice.
At some point, we could bring it up.
It's very big of you. Here's Bernie Sanders being asked about replacement theory. Here's what he says.
In what you said about being a democratic socialist is a more international view. But I think if you take global poverty that seriously, it leads you to conclusions that in the US are considered out of political bounds. Things like sharply raising the level of immigration we permit, even up to a level of open borders, about sharply increasing
Open
the amount of
borders.
foreign aid.
No,
Open
that's
borders.
that's a Koch brothers proposal. The
Really?
idea, of course. I mean, that's a right-wing proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would make a
excuse
lot
me,
of global poor richer, wouldn't it?
and it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state. And I don't think there's any country in the world which believes in that. If you believe in a nation state or in a country called the United States or UK or Denmark or any other country, you have an obligation, in my view, to do everything we can to help poor people. What right-wing people in this country would love is an open border policy. Bring in all kinds of people who work for $2 or $3 an hour. That would be great for them.
Replace American workers.
I think we have to raise wages in this country. I think we have to do everything that we can to create the millions of jobs. You know what youth unemployment in the United States of America today? If you're white, a white kid, high school graduate, 33%, a Hispanic, 36%, African-American, 51%. You think we should open the borders and bring in a lot of low-wage workers? Or do you think maybe we should try to get jobs for those kids? So I think from a moral responsibility, we've got to work with the rest of the industrialized world to address the problems of international poverty. But you don't do that by making people in this country even poorer.
So then what are the responsibilities we have? If that kind of zero-sum calculation, right, between someone who is poor by US standards, but is quite well off by, say, Malaysian standards, redound so easily to the benefit of the person in the US, and how do we think about that responsibility? I guess I'm asking here for, I agree, you have a nation state structure. You always are going to, the politics don't allow anything else. But I guess philosophically, the question is, how do you weight it? How do you think about what the foreign aid budget would be? How do you think about poverty abroad?
And I'll tell you why I would. Well, first of all, again, as a United States Senator from Vermont, my first obligation, frankly, is to make certain that kids in my state and kids all over this country have the ability to go to college, which is why I am supporting tuition-free public colleges and universities. I believe we should create millions of jobs rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure and ask the wealthiest people in this country to start paying their fair share of taxes. I believe we should raise the minimum wage to at least $15 an hour so people in this country are not living in poverty. And I think we end the disgrace of some 20% of our kids living in poverty in America. Now, how do you do that? What you do that is understand there's been a huge redistribution of wealth in the last 30 years from the middle class to the top 0.1%. Now, the other thing that you understand globally is you have horrendous imbalance in terms of wealth in the world. As I mentioned earlier, the top 1% will own more than the bottom 99% in a year or so. That's absurd. And that takes you to programs like the IMF and so forth and so on. But I think what we need to be doing as a global economy is making sure that people in poor countries have decent paying jobs, have education.
We can't do that in our country.
Nutrition for their people. That is a moral responsibility. But you don't do that, as some would suggest, by lowering the standard of American workers, which has already gone down very significantly.
I like Ezra Klein. He's like, but okay, what if I hate the American worker and look down on them and I don't care about them and I think it's fine to lower them to Malaysian standards?
I don't get, so that, to me, that sounded a lot like, Bernie Sanders sounded a lot like Tucker Carlson right there. I don't know. To you? I don't know. To me, kind of did. Isn't that
It's
the problem?
amazing.
What? Go ahead.
It's amazing to watch that turnaround because their whole principle is there's these people I hate. And the important thing is the people I hate feel bad. So even if something's true, I'm not going to say it because you're strengthening the bad people.
Right.
That's what it's all based on is the most petty, like classist, elitist. It really sucks, man. It's amazing. Bernie went back on this, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't know if he went back on this or not. But so all I know is that's all I heard from Democrats my whole life up until 5 minutes ago. All of a sudden, everybody decided that if you talked like Bernie or Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton, that you were the worst person in the world, you were a white supremacist, racist, and you should be investigated and maybe put in jail. That's what people say. But I'm like, well, isn't that what Bernie and the Clintons have been saying their whole fucking life?
Are they still on PayPal?
Right? Great replacement. Anyway.
Well, the thing is, clearly, the argument is not if there's a great replacement theory. I guess they're trying to be deceptive, but they're saying is we're saying it's good and you're saying it's bad, and that's what the debate is. Not about whether demographics are destiny, which by the way is really stupid of a thing to say.
Right. Well, yes, they do like to say demographics is destiny, which sounds like a nice way to say. What is that? Does that sound like a nice way to say replacement theory?
It sounds like race is like once these race. Harry Condabolo from what's his name show. He has our special. I remember waiting for 2048 when white people will be the minority. They were saying how great this was going to be for a long time. Now, I don't really give a shit about the color makeup of America, but all of them were talking and crowing about it like, aren't you going to hate that? Crazy Trump. Like, so they're antagonized. These people aren't mad because they heard Tucker Carlson. They're mad because they heard these. I think that shooter, by the way, never made any mention of being a Tucker Carlson fan. There's no evidence he ever watched Tucker Carlson.
So yeah, I never thought of it like that. Yeah, you're right. I remember comedians would there was a time, there was a period of time there where it became common for comedians to say those kind of things like, "Oh, we're going to replace you white people." Remember that? That was
and I was like, good. I was like,
go ahead.
We already had the best years of America owning. If you want to take over, now that we ruined this car, go ahead.
White people have ruined this country.
Hey, take the wheel. We drove all night.
Take the wheel. Here, we're doing stand-up comedy.
That's fucked up. Oh shit. Oh man. Let me see. Comments.
That's
comments.
crazy, bro.
You heard them at the end?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard them. I was like, God damn.
That shit crazy. I can't even say that. People gonna be mad as fuck if I say them same words. I want to read some comments underneath. This is underneath Jimmy Dore's video. It says, people like this should be shamed out of public life. It's disgusting that main strategy is to divide people. The reason Donnie hates Trump is because Trump was the Marla Maples before Donnie was. The Democrats have nothing to run on. Truer words were never spoken. No, the people have to scare the bejesus out of the ruling class. But that's not what we're doing. They're scaring the bejesus out of us. And that's why they got us all divided and they're controlling us. Let me read some more. It says, the fact that the sitting president of the United States literally said your constitutional rights are not absolute should terrify every American citizen. This one says, because we all know people make the best, most rational decisions when they're scared and not thinking straight, right? Makes you suspect that they don't want people making good decisions for some reason, doesn't it? I would say yes. Another comment, it says, so lie to the people and claim people they don't like are evil. Never heard that one before. It says, if the guy's bright blue grandma glasses weren't enough to not trust him. If we don't scare people enough, they might stand up to our lies and coercion. As a black woman that voted for Trump twice and Obama twice before that, this is highly offensive, the type of thing that makes me never want to vote for another Democrat in my life. Another comment, it says, I wouldn't vote for Biden either. No, I wouldn't vote for Bernie either. Not because the directing of resources for social development is bad, but because he took money and time away from the progressive movement with no intention of leading. That is called grifting. Ooh. Don't talk like that about Bernie. You don't talk like that about Bernie. Jimmy Dore dropping the veil of hypocrisy in politics once again. This is why we watch. Another one, it says, rather than trying to bring people together, they want to divide them even further. It really doesn't matter if you vote Republican or Democrat because they don't represent the people, only corporations and the wealthy. You know, not even really the wealthy, mostly just the corporations. If you are a wealthy person that owns a corporation, you good. Let me read some more. It says, I have been a lifelong centrist moderate for over 40 years. Yesterday, I went and registered as a Republican. In my opinion, the left has lost its mind and I will not vote or support them any longer. Another comment, it says, it doesn't matter who the president is. If they're a Democrat or a Republican, you're going to get the same government either way. Jesse Ventura. Yep. Yeah, what you think about all that, dudes?
That shit is stupid. it's stupid, it's nuts, but you know, like you say, you have those people like we say all the time that keep chewing on that blue pill, and they believe everything, and they fall for everything. They stand for nothing.
Yeah.
So, something we got to deal with. I ain't gonna say deal with, but something we need to.
I can't play that as bad as I want to hear that. Can I mute it and play it? I'm just curious what he did. I love that song too. It's Kendrick Lamar, Backseat Freestyle.
Yeah, that bitch go hard, bro.
That bitch go hard. The first time I heard that song, I was like, it's because they don't have no he used something weird for a hi-hat. There's no hi-hat in the beat. That beat is so ridiculous. You know, I make tracks. I listen to that track. That track blows my mind. They used something. It sounded like it sounded like a chain. It sounded like they was rubbing a chain on the floor or something. And they used that as a hi-hat. I'm like, oh my fucking God. That's just that alone was sick. That song is ridiculous. Yeah, that song is ridiculous. The hook really caught me for that song because the hook is really like different. Yeah, Kendrick that's kind of how he came out. I mean, he's still kind of like that though. Come to think of it though, I'm sure he tries to make his hook sound different. Like it's not. At first, it doesn't sound like a hook. You know, you don't realize it's a hook until like the end of it. You're like, oh, that's the hook.
Yeah. Damn, bro. Ooh, these raggedy roads. Yeah. Have you listened to his new album?
Yeah, I put some of it on my playlist, but only one song I have really listened to. Now I've skipped through some of them, but there's one song that caught my ear that I've listened to a couple of times. But you know, Kendrick stuff, you gotta give it time. Like you can't just it's always sound off-putting when you first hear it. Like you gotta warm up to it, you know. And you also gotta be in the right mental space to be ready for it or whatever. And so that's why I wasn't ready to just because I tried to listen to it and I just I wasn't patient with it, so I didn't. So what I did was I just added the whole album to my playlist, and what I do is I play that playlist on shuffle, so the songs will pop up, and then that's the best way for me to check them out because hopefully they'll catch me at the right moment where I'll be like, wait, what is this? Yeah, so far only one of them has caught me. I can't think of the name of it right now. But I heard the ones that they were putting out, the one that says, pushing the off, but that's not the one I'm talking about. There's another song that that's on there that caught my ear. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah. Even Kodak Black go off on one of the songs.
Man, I'm a Kodak Black fan, bruh. And I didn't get on him until later, but I got quite a few Kodak Black songs on my playlist.
A protester ran in a U.S. Secret Service vehicle and was tackled by, are you getting all this? Just a random protester, someone with a megaphone, was tackled by a Secret Service agent. The motorcade was empty. Can we turn this around?
Damn, I don't think they had to do all of that, bro. It seemed like he was having a hard time handling that chick.
Oh my God.
And she definitely wasn't no kind of threat. He body slammed that chick. He deserved all the scratches and shit in his face she's giving him. Look how much trouble he's having with her.
Protester ran into
Fucking
a US
pussy.
Secret Service vehicle and was tackled by. Are you getting all this? Just a random protester, someone with a megaphone, was tackled by a Secret Service agent.
Whatever, man. Let me get out of this. I forgot what I was going to even say. That shit just messed my head up. I think I was still thinking about Kendrick Lamar and then lost it. Yeah, man. It's a crazy world we live in, right? Let me play this.
Worthless.
Man,
I
it's
suggest,
crazy getting
not
crazier.
watching it. I suggest turning your television to another station. There's no way there's any sense of fairness to this. It is absolutely a witch hunt. It is absolutely worthless. I suggest not watching.
That's painful. So you can clearly see what the news cycle is.
Flagrantly and horrifically violated, and why their due process rights are being so flagrantly and horrifically violated, and why their due process rights are being so flagrantly and horrifically violated.
Somebody is enjoying that little loop. The internet is a trip. You don't realize what they be up to half the time. But if you think of it as some kind of perverted or, super selfish reason, you're probably going to be right.
Pennsylvania Avenue has that. Have you sleep any better at night?
Yes. He's, he got us into calm waters. That was always the idea.
Yeah.
He's doing a very good job. It's a tough one. I couldn't imagine.
States having a new guy at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue has that. Have you sleep any better at night?
Yes. He's, he got us into calm waters. That was always the idea.
Yeah.
He's doing a very good job. It's a tough one. I couldn't imagine.
He's got to be joking, right? He's got to be joking. He can't be serious, right?
Sound like he's for real.
It says, actor Robert De Niro says Biden has got America into calm waters and is doing a very good job.
Hey, don't you find it funny how all of these night TV hosts, late night TV show hosts, are all Democrat?
Well, what I be saying all the time, the money is over there on the Democratic side. It's huge amounts of money over there. So if you really want to make money,
them, like athletes and movie stars and all of this shit, and it's like, don't y'all see what they're doing to people? But I guess they got so much money.
they're detached from reality. But if you want to make money, you want to go to that side, man. Those liberals, they're rich as fuck. They're rich as fuck. It's funny. It's funny how you can be a liberal and rich as fuck at the same time. Like, being rich and being liberal should be like an oxymoron. In my head, to be truthfully liberal means to be freely pass it out for everyone. Make sure everyone has enough. Conservative is the opposite, right? Conservative is like, wait, I want to make sure me and my family, make sure I'm good, bro. Let me store up some of these resources and make sure I'm good, right? Aren't those the basic definitions of it? So a liberal that's rich as fuck, he's being conservative with his freaking wealth. So that's the thing. People don't understand. Like, there's nobody who's completely liberal or completely conservative. Everybody is a mix of the two. And most of the time it's like you're either socially liberal and economically conservative or economically liberal and socially conservative. Everybody is usually some kind of mix like that. But they got us thinking conservative, Republican, liberal, Democrat. It's bullshit on both sides.
Yeah.
It's not true. Because even those people that you would consider conservative or the ones that you would consider, you know what's really killing me? I keep hearing them use liberal and progressive interchangeably. Like, there goes the double speak. Like, it really drives me crazy. Like, liberal and progressive is not the same thing at all. You know what I'm saying? It's so confusing. You know, oh man, I'm just losing my breath with that. I don't even know where to go with that but that's what they're doing. They say progressive and then they say liberal in the same breath.
Basically, they're telling you that the liberals are progressive. and they're making change in this world.
But they're not.
They're all walking over now through the tunnels.
Oh, this is a clip. Oh, that's a clip from January 6th. See, like I say, you could tell what the news cycle is. This week is January 6th. That's the news cycle.
Crime agency over fraud. MedPro, a company linked to Baroness Mode, was handed hundreds of millions of pounds in government contracts during the pandemic. It has now been reported has been raided by the police as well as her home. There are serious questions, Mr. Speaker, about the due diligence that was performed on this company. So can the Leader of the House let us know what evidence they hold and why they're refusing to give a single sheet of it out into the public domain? What have you got to hide?
I was going to point out to the Right Honourable Lady that business questions follows in due...
He'll be aware of Conservative... Serious questions, Mr. Speaker, about the due diligence that was performed on this company. So can the Leader of the House let us know what evidence they hold and why they're refusing to give a single sheet of it out into the public domain? What have you got to hide?
I was going to point out to the Right Honourable Lady that business questions follows in due course and that it will be her opportunity to raise these things with the Leader then.
Angela Ray.
Well, that was a way of deflecting from the actual serious question, Mr. Speaker, that they're not willing to answer because they know there is suspicion about the way in which they handled those contracts.
I need a little noise like that in my shit. Sounded pretty cool. It says alligator rips off chunk of man's leg in Florida after he mistook it for a dog. He mistook an alligator for a dog? How did you do that? We said the same thing at the same time. Yeah, how do you do that, bro? How does that happen? Please tell me there's a video. There's no video. I think it's just an article.
What this motherfucker do? I can hear him with like a European voice or sound like he from Australia. Hey mate, how you doing there, mate? Oh, doesn't it? Isn't she a beaut? Yeah. Oh, you bet.
Yeah, man.
Sitting there, alligator got the chunk of leg in his mouth. It's all right, mate. It's all right. Yeah, I understand. Bad day, aren't you?
Sarasota County man fearing for his life. The 49-year-old was walking around the grounds of the Warm Mineral Springs Motel at about midnight when he saw what he thought was a dog in the bushes. It turned out, though, it was a gator that lunged at him and bit his leg. That man yelled and then got away and was taken to the hospital. He has since been released. The FWC sent a trapper who removed the more than 7-foot gator from that property.
Yeah, you never know what's in the bushes here in Florida.
Especially at that time of night, too.
7-foot gator. He thought it was a dog. come on, bruh. Come on. He must have been drunk.
My name's Kevin. I'm a musician and performer. I just adopted a rescue cat named Luna.
Yeah, that dude had to be drunk to fucking mistake a 7-foot gator for a dog. That's 7-foot gator. That's a big ass, grown ass fucking alligator, bro.
Yeah.
That
I'm sorry, bro. He for the gator to lunge at him, he had to be like approaching the bushes. Like,
yeah.
Like, hey, nah, bro, I'm not going near no bushes at nighttime. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it must
you
have.
know how we are, and you know how it was growing up, motherfucker calling your name from the woods. Be like, what? Nah, nigga, you don't know me. Keep on walking.
Yeah, man. You don't know what's out there. Gotta be careful.
Nah.
They say don't walk into a place right before it closes. That's what I be saying about. Don't go to a restaurant right before it closes, y'all. Please don't do that.
Yeah, we know it goes down. That food would be horrible right before they close. I hate pulling up to like certain restaurants like Panda Express right before they close. Cause they give you they really skimp you on your food. You be like, you be in your car, you open that damn to-go box, so you be like, man, these bitches just wanted that shit to take home. they just give you a scoop of rice, scoop of meat. Have you heard from old Pat, man? Pat, Doc?
Last night.
Okay.
They was both on the show last night. Yeah. What you think about this right here? About the, like I say, don't go to a. It's rude. It's rude, people. Please, wherever you work at. What if your boss or somebody came into the office or whatever 1 minute before it's time for you to close and gave you some work to do that was going to take you 30 minutes past the time that you were supposed to get out? How happy would you be about that? Like, I don't think people look at it that way. It's like they work in the office and their clock out time is their clock out time. You know what I'm saying? But what if their boss told them, hey, I got 30 minutes more work for you to do before you leave? How you going to feel about that?
That's true.
You're not going to be happy about it. So why do that to somebody else? Because that's what you're doing when you go to a restaurant 1 minute before they close.
Yeah.
It's rude. We don't like it. And you're not going to get the same service and you're not going to get the same quality of like food or whatever. They're cleaning and shit. They're not in the mode. They're in walking out the door mode. So the quality of your product is not going to be there. The quality of service is not going to be there. You're wasting your money. Do not go to a restaurant right before it closes. Just don't do it.
Oh.
Don't tell them what they doing to your food and stuff too. Trust me, it's rude. We see it as rude. So, don't do it for your own benefit. Please. I'm saying, man, I don't do stuff like that, but people do stuff like that. And and don't let it be like a place where I work at. We're not gonna be on that kind of shit. But don't let it be a place where they're not getting paid that much money, bro.
Yeah.
If they're not getting paid that much money, you just walked in right before closing time. They was done. They was cleaning everything. They was about to walk out the door. Now they finna be there another 30 minutes to God knows how long. They're not gonna be happy about that. They already don't make that much money, so they living on the edge. They might risk it all just because they was having a bad day, bro. And the last thing was you walking your dumb ass in there right before they closed. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. And they ain't no telling what the hell they're gonna do to your damn food or whatever.
Yeah. I don't fuck around.
You know, and it's like what I be saying. Why would you want to be rude to someone who's handling your food? It's kind of like how, like, first off, I don't do fast food like hardly ever, bro. Like, I exit that shit out of my life, and it saved me a whole bunch of money. I think people don't realize how much money they spend going through them damn drive-throughs. It's a whole lot of money. I looked at it one time, and I was like, fuck that. So I stopped doing that shit. But let's say you're in a drive-through line, and you're talking shit to the person through the damn intercom or whatever it is. You mad at them, whatever, talking shit to them. You can't even see what they doing. Like, you are in your car. They are in there with your food. And you talking shit to them. That is not a wise thing to do in no circumstance. You get what I'm saying? That's not bright.
Nope, you might as well drive off or leave.
I'm telling you. Because if it's a fast food place, the whole shift leader and manager might be involved, bro. Everybody is in on this. And they gonna smile in your face as they hand you your food.
Yeah. And they didn't spit some shit in your food or something.
God knows what they did. It's unmentionable things.
That's why I don't fuck around. That's why I don't get attitudes with people, bro. At restaurants, fast food places, nothing. Nah. I'm nice as you can be.
Yep, you don't want to be rude to somebody who's handling your food. That should be the 11th commandment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's why motherfucker. They don't do that shit at regular restaurants. They wait till they go to a place like Subway that make your shit in front of you.
Yeah.
I said extra pickles, motherfucker.
Yeah, so that's the most controlling person that wants to talk shit probably do that. But shit, people are slick as hell. Shit, you better not turn your head for a second. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
They're like, hold on, let me go get the special bread for this dude. I've been saving this one.
Yeah.
I've been saving this one. You the perfect one for this one. I had this one stashed for you, buddy.
Hey, it's like that TikTok video. That dude went over there talking about, Daddy, you gotta try this banana bread. I ain't ever made it before. It's my first time. Talking about it's bussin'. His old man was eating that bread. He's like, what a nuts at? Talking about it's in there. It's bussin'.
Man, I don't want to know, bro. That's why I don't fuck with people, bro. I make my own food almost all the time, bro. My cooking is better than fucking almost anything anyways. I mean, I sound arrogant, but I'm not gonna go pay for food for something that I could cook better myself. That's why I don't do barbecue places. Like, I'm so picky with barbecue. It'd be trash everywhere. Where do you go to get a good barbecue? Did we talk about this?
Yeah, they got a couple of good spots, bro. Triple J's over there off of Homestead is good. Burns Barbecue is pretty good. Yeah, they got a couple of little spots, man. It's just a little spot over here, over by the job right there in Deer Park called Brisket House. It's pretty good. I like it.
All the commercial barbecue places I've been to, I didn't like. The ones I be
You
liking.
can't do the commercial spots, bro. Like, if you do commercial, Spring Creek, as far as like big chain restaurant, barbecue restaurants, Spring Creek seems to have, in my personal opinion, the best dark meat chicken, brisket, and ribs. And their sausage is pretty good too. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wouldn't go like that. That place, Rudy's, we went to that place. One time, we were just craving some barbecue, and they were the only ones that was open. And that shit was horrible, bro.
Yeah. That's what be
Rudy's
happening.
is fucking disgusting.
And then they like to charge you a lot. So I'll be like, I just spent a bunch of money for this nasty ass fucking food.
Yeah. Like, see, and I like barbecue, and I've been all over this country, like, and people was, oh, Kansas City, the shit. They barbecue this, they barbecue that. Man, I went there, that shit was trash, bro. And I've been to like 3 different restaurants in Kansas City. That shit was trash.
Yeah. So I like to go to the little bitty places. Like I see somebody with a barbecue pit and it's smoking and looking oily and shit. There's some old chubby man out there. That's the ones that catch my attention. And I'll be like, let me taste the brisket. They're gonna cut me a piece. Usually I can look at it and tell. If they just let me look at it, let me look at it. Because that's what I usually say. They don't always let me taste it, but let me look at it. If I could tell by the way it looked.
I need to try that shit. I ever become single again, I'm telling a chick, hey, just let me look at it.
Unfortunately for petrol, there's extreme demand in.
I think that would work. Let me just take a peep at it.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm here, it says petrol. Let me go back. It says the average cost of filling a typical family car with petrol costs more than €100 for the first time, the RAC has said. The executive director of the Petrol Realtors Association, Gordon Ballmer, responds to the latest figures. Like, this is another thing, like I say, us heading into a depression, because we're not even going to be feeling this right away. These gas prices is eating us up.
Unfortunately for petrol, there's extreme demand in the US. The driving season has started. Low stocks in Europe, and unfortunately the supply and demand equation is actually pushing prices up. So all I can say is we've looked at reports from people like Goldman Sachs. They're talking about a higher oil price, potentially in the region of $140 a barrel during the rest of the summer. And so it's not a great situation, I'm afraid.
How high do you think prices could go?
Well, I mean, we're certainly peppering the £2 a litre mark at the moment. If I actually look at the way the prices actually moved last night, the average price of petrol at the moment is 180.73. We need actually to increase that, unfortunately, because, again, prices have moved not in our favour. And our retailers, and certainly our members, just can't sell at a loss at the moment, which many of them are.
Damn, he says the retailers are selling at a loss. So they're paying more than the cost than the price at the pump. You know, gas stations don't really make money off of gas anyways. You know, they make money off of everything else you buy when you go to the gas station. That gum, that pack of cigarettes, the I don't know,
beer,
the soda, yeah, whatever it is, the pack of chips. That's why they got all that shit right there in your vision when you're standing in line. You just come in there to buy gas, and you end up grabbing a soda, a pack of chips. And some. I trained myself not to grab stuff because it's a habit, you know. Because if I'm just going for gas, I'm just going for freaking gas, and that's what I tell myself. But I understand a lot of people avoid that situation by paying at the pump. But I don't trust that shit because them damn machines, they be tampering with that shit all the time. My account got hacked one time behind paying at the pump. So ever since then, I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, that would be better. It'll keep you from going in the store and looking at shit that you know, unnecessary shit that you're just gonna buy for no fucking reason that you know you don't even freaking want half the time. You're just buying it just cause.
Yeah. Yeah. Since I quit smoking, there ain't much I want to buy at the store anyway. So I usually can go in there, and if I have to pay cash for gas or happen to pay inside with my debit card, I usually can walk out of there without anything. Now, when I smoke and I go in there and they have like running a special on the cigarettes I used to smoke. I used to smoke the Camel Menthol Silvers. So when I go in there and they running a special on them bitches, I be like, yeah, let me get 2 packs of them.
Yeah. And then don't you hate when you come in the store and you get in the line behind the person buying lottery tickets and they getting scratch offs and they getting pick 3s and pick 7s and shit? I'm like, damn, I just want to pay for some gas or whatever and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that shit.
Like, man, everybody's so addicted to that shit. And they ripping everybody off. I used to be addicted to them scratch offs because it's like something with it, euphoric with it. You know, there's a pleasure related to it. But
Hey, but them scratch offs though, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I know, like, bro, I got a Hispanic partner. This joker here, bro, he'll go in the store and drop like 200 on scratch offs.
that's what I'm saying.
And go sit in his car and scratch all them bitches back and win double his money. Like this
Well,
shit happens
sometimes
all the time. Like, bro,
the house always wins, bro. I used to scratch those and I used to do the exact same thing, man. I would go back and forth to the store. I'm in my car scratching them hoes, winning half the time. But that's how it goes, you know. That's how they get you. You win every now and then. That's how they get you. I mean, like, gambling is addictive, you know, and you get that. You're really doing it for the fun too, you know, something to do. You get that euphoria, you know what I'm saying? But the house always wins, bro. The house always wins because you're gonna end up going back and buying more tickets, and that's how they always know. Just like when you go to the casino and they give you free drinks and shit, they know when you win, you finna come back and spend all that shit again. The house always wins. So them scratch offs are a rip off regardless, man. And really that money, remember when they came out with this shit? Do you remember when they were selling it? Because it wasn't legal before. And they was like, okay, we're gonna bring the lottery. So they had to pass it through the legislation. And they said, okay, well, we're gonna bring in this amount of money in revenue. And we're gonna use it for education and shit like that. But what the fuck? I don't see no impact to that shit. And I see the big what do you call it? The mega ball or whatever. That shit be up at a fucking $1 billion or whatever, $300 million and shit. Where the hell is all the money that's this? Because they're obviously like I say, if it gets up to $300 million, you know that gets up from people paying and not winning and shit. Where the fuck is like a percentage of that is supposed to be going to schools and shit like that? Because that's what they said. So where is that? Where is it going? What impact is it having? I'm not seeing an impact on it. I feel like that lottery shit is just raping the community. Period. It's just like the damn church. It's bleeding the community. It's just sucking on it.
Yeah.
Because these people could be using that same money to do something positive, building in a community, building a business, whatever. But instead, they're trying to get rich and they're giving it all back to them fucking people in the damn store.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I got cash in this lottery day, I'm buying me a ticket.
I haven't bought a lottery ticket in years, and I used to have it real bad.
I just need to pick the right 6 numbers. You know how they ask you for extras? I'll be getting the extra, the double play. So I need to match up the right 6 numbers on that double play. So if it's 200 million, I just won 4. Goddamn.
I just feel, I really feel like each individual has a better chance of making $1 million than they do in winning the lottery. You know
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah. I mean, in that case, yeah. I mean, I don't know, bro. I guess it's all in perspective and how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, for me, it's like I look at it this way. If I'm there, and I just so happen to remember, oh, today is the Powerball drawing, and I snagged me a $3 ticket, and on that $3, even if I won fucking $50 off of that bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh damn, $3 and I got 50 back. You know, so that's
Yeah,
what,
but what about
47
the
bucks.
days? What about the days you spend $50 and get nothing back?
I ain't ever paid that much for one.
Shit, I have, but not just one ticket. You're not gonna just buy. Most of us don't just buy one ticket, and now they got those $10, $20, $50 tickets.
I've never spent no more than 20 bucks on a lottery ticket. That's about it.
I want to say they got $100 tickets. I can't see myself buying $100 ticket.
Nah.
But I may have bought a $50 one before.
Yeah, I've seen $50 scratch offs. I've never seen $100 scratch off. I've seen a $50 one, but those $50 ones though, man. I mean, yeah, you can lose on them. Don't get me wrong, you can lose on them, but like I say, I got a partner that joker that bought a $50 ticket, bro, and won like $4,500 off of that bitch.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen it happen too, and that's what keeps everybody playing. Cause my cousin bought a dollar ticket, and he got like, I don't know how much it was, $900 or some shit, 1,000. Gee, I don't remember how much it was, off of a $1 ticket. He had to drive to fucking Austin or some shit to get that shit. But what was I gonna say? But still, you losing, because like even him, because of winning that big amount that one time, he plays lottery tickets all the time. He hasn't hit like that again. He waiting for that hit again. So, but you don't think about how much you spend when you lose over time.
Mm-hmm.
It probably add up to more than the amount you ever won.
Yeah, but if you think about it this way, think about all the bullshit that you blow money on a weekly basis. Think about the shit that you buy that you actually, buy from, like, let's just say you don't smoke cigarettes no more, you vape. So let's say buying vapes or buying vape oil, or doing this or doing that, just like the little shit that you don't even realize, like you just dropped $2 here, there, every day in a 7-day cycle. Think about how much money, like, and then if you sit back and you think about it, did you really need that shit? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're gonna spend your money on something. You're gonna lose money on something. So you might as well say, hey, spend, 20 bucks this week on lottery tickets and I may win 10,000. Or I may hit the fucking jackpot and be rich the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's
I
just
just
one
feel
of them
like
things,
that
bro.
20. I don't have to spend the money on the vape and whatever, and I can reel in all of those, extra little random spending, and I think that's the direction that we should be leaning towards. You know what I'm saying? Because even though that you could win, but most likely you're not, and that $20 is, you're just gonna spend that every week or month or whatever it is, and it's gonna end up being, especially over your lifetime. Imagine how much money that is.
Yeah. See, I'm not a consistent player. I don't play consistently. I just happen, But I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying. But yeah, there's people that play it faithfully every week.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be that guy. I had numbers that I ran, and I would do scratch offs, and I did it every week. It's like part of my budget. And then I was like, this is stupid. And whenever I see other people doing it, it kind of makes me cringe because I'm like, we should just think about what we want to spend our money on. I think you're right. We're going to spend anyway. So I think that we should make conscious spending decisions. You know what I'm saying? Get something that you really want, something that you really like, something that's going to make you happy, you know? Make thoughtful purchases. Those are going to be purchases that are going to be more than a couple of dollars, right? Because it's some gum, you know, a soda, that doesn't make you happy. You know, save up that soda you get every day and not do that, and use that money to buy something that, you know, you really want.
Yeah.
And I think people can't see that. They can't see that they actually have the money to buy the things that they want. And it's because they're buying these sodas and lottery tickets every day. Because that could have been a car. It's the same person that's probably catching the bus. Over 6 months or a year time, that same amount of money could have been enough, you know what I'm saying, to go towards a car. If you're thinking that way.
Yeah.
You know? You could save up. You could save up for a long time to do that kind of shit if you really want to. You know, but the flip side of that is I would say that you have to live. You have to be alive, you know. And maybe sometimes having that soda is how you be alive, but you know, so you have to find that balance. You can't just, like, the guy that lives his whole life frugally and just saves all his money, like then what's the point of making the money at all? You know, you never spent it on anything. You just pass it to your kids. They probably just gonna fuck it off. So it's like you wasted your whole life for your kids to fuck off the money.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave. Like I say, I get rich. I'm gonna leave my kids some money, but I'm gonna enjoy my fucking life. I'm gonna have my muscle cars, all the shit certain little things I desire to have. For real, I'm gonna live my life. Fuck that. Travel the world.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of getting tired and I really want to play the game. I've been thinking about the game the whole time we've been on here. Disclaimer.
But it's crazy though, bro. I say this shit that I would travel the world, but I watch too many fucking Born Supremacy movies and fucking Hostel and Mission Impossible and shit. I'm kind of afraid to go to these other countries.
Man, and it's true that they hate Americans in a lot of places, bro. We're so ignorant. We're so ignorant. It makes them sick. And they hate it. And then we're privileged as fuck. And then a lot of countries, they really feel like everybody. It was a guy I met at Outback, and he was from, where the hell was he from? Somewhere south of the border. And he said that when he before he came to the United States, he said he thought everybody that lived here was rich. He really did believe that. Until he got here and realized, wait, that's not the case. So I think it's a lot of people who think like that too. You know, we are privileged, so they think we're all rich and privileged and ignorant as fuck.
Yeah.
And they hate that shit. So yeah, it is dangerous, but you got to know where to go, you know. And a lot of times, if it's an English-speaking country, I think that's better. Because if you're in a country whatever country you're in, you need to know how to speak that damn language. Because that's the way your ass gonna probably get caught the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, And then you just have to realize global politics and what's going on in the countries and stuff like that. Because even for like Mexicans, it's dangerous for them to go to Mexico right now. It's hard for them to get back, even if they're legal, you know? And they're getting extorted and shit too. The fucking police is so bad down there. The cartels really run everything. And if they think you got some money, even the police, they're gonna rob you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go down there with no nice car, looking like you rich and shit. Cause then they might kidnap you. Cause they might think your family got the real bread.
Yeah.
So, but I think that it's okay to travel. You know, it's dangerous to be here in the United States. They mowed down those people in that Tops freaking supermarket. They was just shopping for dinner. That's not funny, but I'm just saying, it's danger everywhere. But I think that you just want to be aware what country you're in, what languages they speak, and what's the political atmosphere at the time. Like Haiti would be a place you wouldn't really want to go to right now. Yeah. Sri Lanka is a place you wouldn't want to go to right now. So being aware of what's happening in the news and shit is what you need to do before you make your plans for your trips. And a lot of people are moving out of the United States, and I ain't gonna lie, that sounds like the move, bruh. It's going crazy here, man. Can't nobody deny it. Having a dual citizenship somewhere might be a good fucking idea. Somewhere that's not that far, like in the Caribbean, Central America. So you can hop back and forth as you will.
Yeah.
Get you a house in that other place, like Belize, Honduras, Guatemala. Get you a house there and, flop back and forth between the states and there. Shit get too hot over here, go over there. Shit get too hot down there, come up here.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go. I really do. That's the direction I'm going in, I think. I'd love to retire in like Honduras or Belize, Jamaica, any of them places, Barbados, what is it, Saint Dominique, any of those little islands. Those little ones are crazy down there in the Lower Antilles. They got a bunch of little islands. They're all little paradises too. They have like the names of saints and shit, like all of them. Saint Vincent, I want to say, Saint Dominique, you know what? Let's pull that up. I've been wanting to use maps more anyways. Nice. I know you can't really look at the screen, but I'm going to show this to the people. Okay. Get rid of this. Can y'all see this? Yes. Okay. Let's make this bigger. So Cuba's up there at the top. So you got Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. But then when you go down, you got all these little wonderful islands, bro. Barbados, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Grenada, Martinique, St. Lucia, Dominica, Guadalupe, Montserrat, Anguilla. No, I'm saying that wrong. British Virgin Islands. You got Aruba, Caracas, Trinidad and Barbados. And yeah, man, these people speak English. They're beautiful people. A lot of these islands have connections to the States. So it's not like it will be a real, and I've met people from all of these. So it's not going to be like a culture shock either. And even though the islands are small, you can buy a house probably cheaper than anywhere in the States.
Wow.
Let me go over here. So Belize, they speak English in Belize. You got Guatemala right next to them. Like that's where I'm thinking in that area. You got Honduras, El Salvador. Any of that would be fine by me. In any of these islands. I didn't even mention Jamaica over here. They're not gonna let you probably move to Cuba. And then maybe you don't want to because of the freaking blockade and everything. Haiti is a mess. I don't see that clearing up anytime soon. I want to visit there, but living there would probably not a good idea. The Dominican Republic, man, I hate to be mean, but they're so freaking racist. So skip them. And Puerto Rico is an option. And that's crazy because Puerto Rico, I don't even think, because it's, how does it work? Because they are a U.S. territory, you don't need a passport, right? And shit, that would be a good option. Puerto Rico would be a good option because then that wouldn't be a major shock change. Like, you know what I'm saying? And probably moving back and forth from the States to Puerto Rico is probably not much of a problem. They probably got a flight. That comes from, like, who knows, Miami to Puerto Rico or something. One flight that goes back and forth all the time. Because some of these islands will be that will be the problem, because not all of these islands, I don't think, have airports. So you have to go to one of the other islands or something. I don't know how that works. And then, well, if they don't have a major airport, you have to get on one of those small planes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or maybe you have to go to one island and then you take like a boat or something to the next one over or something like that.
Probably have to hop on a little crop duster and fly over to the next island that has an airport.
It's like a little airport, because I don't think all of those have like major airports where they can handle those big planes. I know Puerto Rico has one. These are little ones, I don't know. Yeah, so man, there's something to think about. Here goes the Bahamas up here. I didn't mention them. But, you know, the United States is going through it, man. The United States is going through it. And I love the United States. But you know what I feel like? I'm American. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, America. All right, America. It's not just the United States. It's all of this. It's all of this. So hey, I could just move south a bit. I'm still American. Because over here, Suriname, French Guiana, and Guyana, those are good locations to go to, because a lot of black people, these are really brown people, and because of the histories, they're really connected to these islands and the Caribbean, and by extension, the South. You know, up in here, New Orleans, Alabama, Louisiana. There's a connection between these people and these people, you know, and then they travel back and forth, and that's why learning this geography is helpful, because you know, you think about people. I talk to people from these islands, and they always say like they have relatives that are on other islands, like, and their mom or dad, they're not even from the same island. or whatever, and the island that they live on is not even one of the islands that they're from. Like, so basically, these people go back and forth through these islands. And if you think about it in long, like, let's say long time frames, people could go in one direction or the other, from moving from one island to another, all the way up here through Cuba, the Bahamas, into Florida. This is a natural migration. You know, you do see the water in between, but water isn't a problem for us. It really isn't, and it hasn't been for a long time. We have these islands are close enough together for you to have a little bitty raft or something, and you can, if you know what you're doing, go from one island to the next. I'm exaggerating when I say raft, people. Don't go out there and die. But historically, people have moved all the way through here. So there's a connection between these people of the South and the Caribbean. Honestly, they're the same people, really. Brown people who've been colonized.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm getting tired. I think I'm gonna play the game. Rest my mind.
I feel you got to work tomorrow.
Yeah. And I work tonight too.
Yeah,
And it's already 2
work.
a.m.
Yeah, my work week just started. I just came back to work Thursday evening, so let's see. I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I'll be off Wednesday, Thursday next week.
Yeah. I've been learning a lot of these countries because whenever I do ads for the show, I have to manually enter the countries that I want to send the ads to. It doesn't do it automatically. And so it's pretty time consuming and freaking tedious, but I've been learning more and more geography as a result, And like I know we talked about it before, but India is our biggest audience for whatever fucking reason, bro. Even more than the United States. I have no idea why. But yeah, so I've been learning more geography, where these countries are located, and more about them, like which ones speak English and stuff like that. Because, of course, the show is in English. I mean, you could translate it, but I'm more likely to reach audiences that speak English. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and good thing in my favor, there's a lot of countries that speak English. Shit ton. And even the Spanish-speaking countries, I like to reach out to them too, because I'm trying to build my Spanish more and more, and I'm gonna at some point build my Spanish audience too.
Got you.
Yeah, so I really think that'll help the show a lot if I start doing like some kind of segments in Spanish.
Yeah.
I already been thinking about it.
I feel that, bro.
Yeah. Where the hell is Ukraine? Afghanistan. Hold on. Kazakhstan. Hold on. Myanmar. Where the hell is fucking? Okay, here we go. Ukraine. I was looking in the wrong area. Freaking Asia is so freaking big. Look how huge Russia is.
All of that up there, ain't it?
Yes, all of that up there. All of this shit. It's not the best environment that you'd want to live in. And I think most of the people live in the southern regions of Russia, because I want to say northern areas of northern Russia are mostly uninhabited. Yeah, see, the capital is way down here, Moscow. But all of this up here is Russia. Anyways, I'm about to wrap it.
I feel that. Yeah, man. Shit, I feel you.
How much longer?
It's kind of dry tonight, bro. First night back,
Yeah.
You know how it is. Shit, really
Yeah.
kind of low key. Not sleepy, just tired, ready to lay down and relax.
How much longer you gotta drive?
Shit, for another 3 hours, 3.5 hours or so.
Damn.
Yeah,
Man, I wish I could
dog.
say I would stay on here to
Nah, you good, bro.
give you some, but I'm already at.
I bought these headphones. They're called Shocks. They're bone. I think it's called bone induction headphones. So that's how you hear. Like they sound badass. I like them. But yeah, I put them suckers on, bro. And the thing that I like about them is that they don't go in your ear or over your ear. They sit like right between like your earlobe and your temple area.
So you can
And
still
that's how
hear
you
everything really good,
Yeah, so
right?
you can still hear everything. Yeah, that's why I really like them. And yeah, I'm gonna jam out. I don't know, for some dude, I've never been a big fan of Future music, but like I've kind of tapped into Future. I've been listening to all of his shit here lately.
Man, that
I'm
nigga
a
toxic.
Yeah. But
Some
that
of the
shit be
beats,
jamming though.
some of the
Shit
beats be
jam, bro.
good is what is catchy about him. But I think that it's the vibration, it's lower vibration, Even the speed and tempos and the hertz that he uses for his stuff, I think it's all like really low vibrational stuff. I used to think the same way about Kodak Black. I really like Kodak Black though. I don't think it's low vibrational. The more I listen to it, his songs don't just be about like, ratchet shit. He be having love songs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with Kodak Black. So,
Yeah,
but I ain't gonna
Kodak.
lie, I fuck with Cardi B, and she's pretty damn toxic, I would say.
Yeah.
But in her defense, I would say that she don't just make songs about ratchetness. Some of her songs are about love and whatever. I feel like Future never makes a song that's not ratchet. I've never heard a non-ratchet Future song.
Yeah. I hear you. His new album jammed pretty good.
And they put him on the cover of GQ, talking about he's best rapper. What did it say? Best rapper alive or best rapper of all time or some bullshit. And I'm like, bruh, this is what's happening. And people are really like, see, the kids really listen to this stuff whenever the magazine says it and stuff. And it's like, these kids really go into that. And so they're soaking in this stuff that Future, he been making. I like his first album that, at the same damn time, and Tony Montana and Like Magic and all of that shit. I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling that shit, but I can only like listen to him in small doses. I can't listen to this dude all day. It's too freaking, low level.
Yeah, I don't listen to him all day. I just kind of bounce around to a lot of shit, bro. That's like last night when we were riding, leaving my son's game. I played like old school shit, bro. Like I was playing like DMX. I played a couple of cuts. My favorite song by him, bro, is "Slipping."
Yeah.
Falling. Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah.
I was jamming Jadakiss, Benny Siegel. I listened to I had Nas playing. We had a nice little ride back to the house, so I playing
That's
some
cool.
of Nas shit. So yeah, like I bounce around, bro. Like 1 minute I'll be listening to rap, then the next minute we'll get in the car and ride, bro. I'll be jamming all like country, and then like I'll go to like I'll go to my Spotify and type in go to my Chris Stapleton radio station playlist, because Chris Stapleton, he's that soul. I don't even think his music is considered country, even though he's kind of in that country genre. But I like the soulfulness of his music, that real scratchy, raspy like voice. I love the music that play on his list. So I be all into that shit, bro. Like I bounce around, you know.
All right, man. I'm finna wrap it. Drive safe, man.
Oh yeah, we good. We finna knock it down. For sure. Man, that's what I say, bro. I've been doing it so long. I could be tired as fucking still. I'll knock it out the park. Like for real.
Yeah.
It's just from driving for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Peace and love. Thank y'all for joining. We'll be back tomorrow.
At the same damn time.
All right, y'all.